Good evening, everyone. It's 7 o'clock on Wednesday. So it's live hack time. And tonight we're going for a nice, gentle, relaxing one. With my mummy's girl. Good evening, Diane. How are you doing? Look, this is the first bit of cuteness for you to see. Look at those cute little baby Dexters. Hi, Lynn. Aren't they the sweetest? We need some Dexters in our life. Oh, look, there's more of them. Evening, Nicola. Look at all these babies. Hi, Andrea. Hi, Val. Look, they look really curious. We need a couple of you to come live with us on our funny farm. Hi, Donna. It has been a lovely day. You've got the Prosecco ready for relaxing. Oh, that sounds just perfect. But these little guys just want to come and say hello. Hi, Brenda. We are going to enjoy the nice, quiet, peaceful ride. Good evening, Dave. Funny farm. Well, we are a bit of a funny farm, let's face it. Hi, Judy. Oh, they're going to have party times now. We're leaving. Sorry, we're leaving you behind. Do you want to come with us? Oh, little cutie. You want to come with us, don't you? You want to come and live at Greenbank. One day. But, you know, we've got to have enough time to look after everybody. Hi, Frey. Please can we have some on the funny farm? Of course, Lynn. You know, we just need to persuade Peach and Philip to leave a couple behind on the land one day. Hi, Laura. So some of you will know I'm on Greenbank Lane. So I've already left the farm. I was planning to be down at the field, and I'm hoping all the boys and girls are in there, so I could show you those. Hi, Maureen. Hi, Sheila. But those of you that know Annie will know that everything's done in her own time. And when I told her I want a nice relaxing hack out, she's going to make sure that happens. Aren't you, sweetheart? Eh? My little Annie. Oh, look, they're being nice to us tonight. There we go. They're all out there. Well, not all of them. The 3 boys are in front of the house. Look, that's Yodel on the left. I must get them right. I have to stop looking at the phone. Hello, Edgley. Doubtson in the middle. And Neeky News. And then we've got Mabel. Yep, you're absolutely right, Nicola. Mum's favourite, not favourite. Hi, Sally. Annie, Sally says good evening to you as well. Good evening, Kerry. I was just thinking about you earlier. Thinking I must get in touch and find out when you're next up in the area. Oh, sorry, Dave. Hi, Freya. Me and my dad are watching you. Really looking forward to the hack. Aww. Thanks, Frey. Sorry, I shouldn't call you Frey. I'm just so used to calling Frey. You probably hate it if people shorten your name. So apologies for that. Hi, Teresa. You love that sound. Miss the riding. Yeah, well, you can enjoy the clip-clop along the road. A nice gentle clip-clop. There's Special Child. Hello, Zhao. Hello, Zhao. Hi, Angie. Hi, Stephanie. Hannes is doing great, Sheila, I have to say. He's really doing great, and I can show you. I've actually got him in the barn. Hidda, where's your ear gone? That's Hidda in the rug there, and one of his ears has popped under his rug, bless him. Hidda, your ear's disappeared. Annie, are you having a sneaky chomp on the cow parsley? You are, aren't you? That's really cheeky. That's really cheeky, but I can't blame you because it's tasty. Little Hidda, you've lost your other ear. So Hidda's in a fly sheet. We did have them all in fly sheets, but we took them off. Hi, Kaz. Hi, Jane. Jane, I got your message. I trust there's no wine in your hand, or any alcoholic beverage. Jane has promised to be well behaved for this hack. I'll believe it when I see it. Hi, Julesy. Yeah, as I was saying, they all had their fly sheets off because those of you that saw the reel will have seen that we've had quite a busy time, and we had, don't know whether any of you know of it, Landscape magazine had a lovely lady, Holly, and their photographer Richard, who came along and spent the afternoon with us yesterday to get some beautiful images for their magazine. So their next issue, which I think is the September issue, I'm assuming it comes out August time, they're doing a feature on us and what we do here. Hi Fiona. So we had all the rugs off the girls and boys, and they were all down in here. Sorry, I should also say, as well as Hidda in the rug, there's Micah there on the left, who's just come back from a training session. I had her with Mel today. Annie, you get away with murder. I wouldn't let anybody else do this, would I? You just chomp away on the cow parsley. It only comes out for a few weeks every year, so I can't really complain. Nika, you're eating the hedge. Oh well, they're happy. They pick at things that they feel their bodies need. They're very good at choosing what's right for them. They know all the right feeds. Hey, Zhao. Where's Ren? Ren's over the back there. Ren, I took Ren out today, actually. It was lovely. Hi, Rebecca. So I had a really nice lady who's visiting her sister over here at the moment. She's over from Australia. Evening, Karen. So she spent the morning with us on the yard. She's thinking of maybe bringing the Friesian into her life. Evening, Liz. So she came and spent the morning with us just to learn a little bit more about them. It's really hard to fit everything that I want to share with people about the breed into half a day. So, you know, I did say to her, it's just a little taster of the breed. And she just hopped on one of them. She does a lot of sort of Pirelli work herself with her own horses. So she did a bit of groundwork first. Good evening, Ha. Good evening, Jill and Tim. Mustn't forget Tim, must never forget Tim. Lovely to have you both with me. Hi, Helen. Have I got two Helens there? Helen and Alice. Good evening to you. So, what else has been going on? Oh, what did you see? The writing in the road, Annie. Did you not like that? Have you finished your snack? Have you finished your evening snack now? That's good. So yeah, we had the photo shoot yesterday, which was really lovely. Really nice people. One of our lovely local neighbours. Everyone's very considerate around here, all the car drivers, and actually that was interesting with lady who was here this morning. She wondered how we work it going around these roads because they're all quite narrow, and was wondering what we do when cars come. Evening, Becky. And as I said to her, you know, the roads aren't busy, and there's plenty of sort of passing spaces, but generally everyone is really considerate. You know, you get the odd inconsiderate driver, you know, that they're obviously distracted, have other things on their mind, but most people are really considerate. I'm just pulling over for another driver. Thank you. I am filming, but that's okay. I'm just doing a live, I'm just on a live hack at the moment. Yeah.
I'm booked in for that Botox. I'll phone you.
Yeah, give me a call.
I'm not sure if the car's going to start. Is he okay?
Oh yeah, she's fine. Yeah, yeah. Okay, yeah, give me a call. Sorry everyone, I didn't think that was appropriate to have that conversation then. But again, you know, another lovely local lady who You know, always considerate on the roads. Who have I missed here? Who else has joined us while that was happening? Good evening, Sheikh, if I've said that right, apologies if I haven't. Good evening, Karen, Renee, John. Oh, wow, Renee, you're watching from Canada. I was talking to my friends last night who came to visit, and they're coming over to Canada for a few weeks soon. Really looking forward to it. Evening, Chris. I've never been. It's on my bucket list. One day I'll get to visit Canada. But, you know, it's hard to leave these guys because, you know, I love where we live. I love all the boys and girls. Don't like to leave them too often. Hey, Annie. She says you can go whenever you like. Where was I? What was I saying? Yes, so we had the photo shoot yesterday. Annie, apologies, Annie tends to do this. When I'm not concentrating with her, she tends to duck her head every now and again. I'm not going to stop her from doing it today. It's just one of those little habits she has. Hi, Joanne. Good evening. So yes, the photo shoot. What else has been happening? I don't know any of you on here who joined me last week for last week's hack. The reason I'm laughing is that quite a funny thing happened afterwards. You might remember I took you all up over the woods over there, took you on a very long hack out. There were an awful lot of gates. I was on mica and I had to get off for most of the gates, and I got back and like during the ride I'd felt a little bit dizzy. Anyway, cut a long story short, I've been hit with vertigo. So I've actually got vertigo at the moment, which makes me a little bit wobbly and not as balanced as I would usually be. So I keep walking into things. So went to the doctors. I don't know whether any of you have ever suffered with it, but it's a weird thing. Yeah, everywhere around me keeps spinning even when my head stops. But you know, it's not doing what I do. It's not like I can just stop. You know, you still have to get on and do things. So I'm kind of learning to adjust to it. Have a few tablets to help with the dizziness, and I'm working on the basis that it will go. So again, I've got another excuse for if I don't see all your messages. Hi, Mindy. Hi, Karen. Hi, Joanne. You remember that? It was an absolutely beautiful hack, but yeah, could really do with the gates being fixed on all the bridleways around here. Hi, Claire. Oh, do you suffer with it? It's a really odd feeling, isn't it? I don't think it's helped by the fact that obviously, you know, I say obviously, a lot of you won't know, I only have 20% vision in my left eye, so that's a little bit weird to adjust to. So adjusting to being dizzy, it's like I'm living on a different planet. Rebecca, Annie is fab to ride. Only I work with her because she doesn't like really. Hi, you're right. There's a long story with Annie. She was actually diagnosed as a wobbler, so she has to really concentrate at times on where she's putting her legs, because sometimes she loses the coordination of her back legs through the wobblers. So I don't have anybody else working with her because she and I know each other inside out and back to front. But you know, she's all or nothing. If I don't ask anything of her, then she'll just happily mooch along, and I can put anybody on her to sit on her for photos. She's done an awful lot of photo shoots over the years. One of the most memorable was for Harper's Bazaar magazine, and you know, she'll literally stand wherever I put her. She's such a model in every sense of the word. Diane, be careful, I had it every time I picked out hooves I fell over. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but you have put a laughy face, so I feel that's kind of acceptable for me to do that. Yeah, there's been a couple of times where I've sort of, when I was first trying to get used to it, I bent over and it's like, oh, I'm going to really fall over when I stand up. But But yeah, you know, it's like anything, you just crack on, get on with it, learn to live with it. I'm hoping that it'll just go as quickly as it came. The doctor was supposed to text me some exercises to do, but he didn't do that. So I googled some the other night. So I was laid in bed doing all these weird movements with my eyes. Oh no, Jane, has Jess got vertigo as well? I didn't know. Oh, I suppose animals can get vertigo as well. Evening, Anne. Evening, Nicola. Evening, Volvo. Janice. Jill, sadly no, nothing really from my Germany visit worked. Good evening, Jill. How lovely to see you. Really need to have a catch up with you one day. Hi, Janine. Yeah, so the photo shoot. What else has happened since last Wednesday? Oh, we did. Annie again did a carriage ride for a really lovely local couple on what day are we? Was it on Thursday? And we had the most beautiful day on Thursday. It was really sunny, just the perfect spring day. The sun shone, the temperature was great. They had a lovely time. Annie was brilliant as always. Rebecca, good evening, Samir. Rebecca, how old is she and how many hands? Annie, I always forget ages. This is really bad. Once they get past 10, I kind of forget. Are you 14 or 15 this year? Or even 16? Hold on to 3, 4, 5. 15. Yes, she was born in 2008, I think. Yes. Height-wise, she's about 16 hands. They all average about 16 hands. Hi, Julianne. Hi, Talia. If I've got that right, I hope I have. Apologies if I haven't. It's not as sunny tonight, Diane, but actually it's probably been one of the warmest days. I even got my arms out today because I was getting a bit of a farmer's tan going on. Annie, did you not want to go? Eh? What's that, Karen? Good evening. I'm so happy I can watch the hack live tonight. I know, you've got a cup of tea. You haven't gone for the Prosecco. Oh, hold on. Let me sort my reins out. Ugh. Hold on. I was about to send an invitation. Hold on. I've got my hands in a muddle. Right. Just bear with me a sec. I'll learn to ride one day. Here we go. There we go. Now we're going forwards again. Sophia, can you join, please? Well, you're with us. So, you know, here you go. Join the ride. Anyone's welcome. Anyone's welcome. That's our little Cartmel race course. So yeah, we did the carriage ride on Thursday. Days kind of blend into one. There's always so much going on and it changes here from one week to the next. What's the day today? It's Wednesday. So yeah, we had that. We also... Sophia, can I join so you can see me too? The only problem if I do that, Sophia, is that if sometimes it's really hard for me to see the comments as it is. So if I then pop on my screen somebody else, it'll be a little bit difficult for me to concentrate on what everybody else is asking. So I'm going to say no for now, Sophia, if you don't mind. Talia, how's Hannes? He's doing really well. Julianne, you'd love to be sat where I am. Oh, well, I hope that this is... You can at least feel like you're sat on Annie and going out for the hack. Sorry, Sophia. It's only because, you know, I do struggle to see what's on the screen at times. So I hope you understand. Julesy also makes the sound funny for the rest of the video. Oh, what does it? If I bring somebody on the screen? I've only ever done that once before. The views around here are amazing. We are so lucky. Hi, Jenny. Good to see you. Yeah, going back to Hannes, when we get back to the yard, I'll show you Hannes as I did last week. And he spent the night out last night with Annie. He's been spending nights out. He does get tired, so he's been in having a little sleep today. And then when we get back, I'll pop Annie and him back out in the field with the boys. Joanne, you missed the clip clop. You haven't ridden since relocating in 2009. Wow. Oh, okay. The sound, if somebody joins us on screen, apparently the sound goes like I'm underwater, so that's another reason. Yeah. Hi, Eileen. Will I be trotting or cantering today? I was actually just thinking I might have a little trot here, but I might wait. Let me just get these cars past. I'll definitely be having a trot on the roads. I know a lot of our other European viewers don't believe in trotting on the road, but Annie is one of my main driving horses. I do trot her on the roads, but it's always a very gentle, steady trot. And she's been doing it for a number of years, and she hasn't got shin splints or poor joints as a result of it yet, and I'm hoping she won't. You know, I know a lot of people don't like trotting on the roads, but you know, I think as long as you're doing it gently and effectively and not pounding them down the roads, I actually think it helps with bone density and keeping them strong. But you know, that's my personal view. I don't expect everybody else to think the same. Hi Rachel. Hi Eileen. The sound of the horse is so comforting, and it's absolutely beautiful there. It is beautiful here. Hiya, you're right. It is a soothing sound. Good evening, Liz. Sorry, Annie is not. She does this as when she knows I'm not concentrating on her. Good evening, Richard. Don't you, Annie? Eh? I did have her when she first started doing it. It was one of the reasons I took her to the vet to see if there was an issue, you know, whether there was a problem with her knee, with her shoulder, and it was, you know, one of those vets that actually established that she's a wobbler. So I forgive her little quirks that she does. Hi Fazil. Oh, she says that's a bit of a scary skip. But this is the thing with Annie, you know, if she sees something that she's not quite sure of, she'll have a look at it, but she doesn't do anything. Most Friesians don't. As long as you sit quiet and relaxed with them. There's the famous sticky toffee pudding shop. Cartmel Square B&B, one of the best places to stay in the village and to have breakfast. And I'm luckily enough having breakfast there this Sunday morning, which would be lovely. I'll take you through the archway, a very beautiful archway. Every time I come through Cartmel, I just think how lucky I am to live in a place where, you know, the people here have made it such an incredible little village with so much going on. Thank you, Fazil. She is a beautiful horse. Good evening, Cheryl. Karen, how old is Obi, and will he be doing any driving? Hi, you're right. Thank you. Will he be doing any driving? Karen, before he came to us, he was a driving horse. The chap who had him did quite a bit of commercial driving. But as you know, he was he was a little lean when he came to us. Jill, your old home, the Royal Oak. Yeah. It is peaceful, though it was busy in the village earlier. I am very lucky to live here. This is the famous Long Clune 3-star Michelin restaurant, one of Simon Rogan's 2 Michelin-starred restaurants. Hi Jen, I haven't done your gift voucher yet, but I will do it. I promise before the weekend. Hi Cheryl, I'm glad you're enjoying it. Look how beautiful it is. You see, it's the best little village. Sorry, spying on somebody's house over there, but you know, it is in the middle of the village and it's very beautiful, so it's only right that I share it so everyone can see. Crossing the River E with the lovely willow trees. Isn't that pretty? Hi Kate. Time for a bit of through the ears therapy. I know it's the best therapy in the world. I needed a little Annie time tonight. Haven't had a chance to do anything with her the last few days since she did her drive last week. What's that? He looks a different horse now. Hi! Let's not get the kids on video. Oh yeah, sorry, going back to Obi. Honestly, he looks absolutely amazing right now. I sort of say he's beginning to look like one of our horses. Yeah, so he's put muscle on, he's put condition on, and I really hadn't planned to drive him because he's 18 this year, but he moves very freely, and you know, he's a very active-minded horse. So at the moment, Frey has him as her project horse. So Frey is spending some time under her sister's guidance as well, Hol, who does a lot of groundwork with all the girls. I'm just stopping because there's a car coming past. So Frey has started doing some groundwork with him, and you know, just giving him something else to do and something to think about, which is nice for him to do, because as I say, he's got a very active mind and he wants to be doing things. You know, he doesn't look 100% sound, and he's got a great big lump on the front of one of his front legs, but you know, it doesn't seem to bother him. So yeah, I'd never say never, but it's not high on my list of priorities to get him out driving. Friesian, which village am I in? This is Cartmel Village. We're in Cumbria, the north of England. I'm not quite sure where you're joining us from. We're in the Lake District National Park, but it's a proper little chocolate box village. Hello, Kaz. Sorry, those grumpy faces were not meant for you. My volume button is there, and I was trying to press them. To be honest, Kaz, I didn't see any grumpy faces appear, and I remember doing one hack where all I saw was grumpy faces the whole time, and I think it was a glitch on Facebook at the time, because I don't think everybody meant to be sending angry faces. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Ken. Welcome. Liz, they're very lucky to have beautiful Friesian horses going through the village too. Well, I like to think so as well. You know, some of them might not like it when they poo, especially outside the pubs. And that's really embarrassing when one of the horses does it. If people are sat outside the pubs eating their lunch, I do feel really embarrassed. But it's not like we can just hop off and take it and pick it up. One of the worst times was Anja. And again, I shouldn't laugh. Sorry, let me just say hello to everyone. Richard, hi Karen. Thank you, it is the best therapy. Hi Joella. Karen, yes, it's the home of sticky toffee pudding. Good evening, Karen. Sorry, good evening, Carol. You're in Essex, Friesian. Ah, okay. It is a nice way to spend a Wednesday evening. Nice relaxing hack with Annie. Yes, sorry, I was going to say, Annie, we were doing a carriage ride for a lovely couple through the village, and we had to stop outside. I think it was the Priory Hotel, and there were lots of people sat out there enjoying their lunch, and people outside Cartmel Coffee, which is next door, and we had to stop and wait for a car to come through over the bridge, and Annie decided that she desperately needed a pee, so she straddled in the middle of the road, started trumping, peed all over the road, and it was all trickling down towards the feet of where the people were sat eating. I was absolutely mortified. Thankfully, they had a sense of humour about it. But if any of you know horses, you'll know that mare's pee is a little bit fresh, a little bit stinky. So yes, I did feel really bad. I'm glad you all find that funny as well. That makes me feel better. Anyway, right, should we have a little trot? Come on then, Annie. Let's give everyone a little trot. Oh, to anyone new watching this is another thing that's cropped up on some of my reels. Some people have said, oh, that horse looks lame. Well, she's not lame, and none of them are sort of like typically lame that I ride out. But very often when I'm doing rising trot, or as I was corrected by a lovely American person who was really rather rude, I was posting, And because in America they call it posting when you're doing rising trot, and because, you know, I'm trying to focus a camera at the same time, it can make the horse's gait look a little bit uneven. It's a privilege to see horses trotting. Oh, that's nice. Didn't harness P with a bride on his back? Oh, I think he probably did. They have no shame, really. They really don't care. You know, it's like my trainer Mel, whenever I go to her yard, she says most horses never poo in her yard or pee anywhere. Mine do both. Thank you. Yeah, they really don't care where they do it, whereas a lot of horses won't pee on concrete. Hiya. Thank you. Most Friesians don't mind. The only one who really minded was Drommy, my original stallion. I should just show you the priory through there, except you can't really see it with the trees there. He would never pee unless it was in his stable. What's that, Rebecca? I remember when I used to ride, I did rising trot, and all the way around the area she farted. I was as red as a tomato. That's quite funny. Dowd poos everywhere at Mel's, doesn't she? You're right, Liz. If you've got to go, you've got to go. Oh, I'm holding up the traffic now. I'm holding up the traffic. That's the lovely larch tree next to Hale's ice cream shop. Hi. I love the fact when I'm out on these guys, you know, most people in cars, they really bring a smile to people's faces. Are these people going to come past? Oh, no, they're stopping there. I'll keep going. Lots of chestnut trees. Oh, okay. There's the River E again, looking very pretty. We've just come around the other side of it. As I said, sorry, it's a much shorter one tonight. But yeah, it's been a busy day. As I say, had a lady with me all morning. Spent a lovely 3 hours with her. Took her out with Iceman, and just going to wait for this car to come past. It's got very squeaky brakes. Then had 2 off at training, so I had Doubtson and Micah off at training. I have to say it wasn't the best training sessions that we've had, only because there's been so much going on the last few days. My mind was a bit all over the place, and I think it's just a great reminder that if you're not in the right frame of mind, your horse picks up on it. They pick up on everything. But tomorrow's another day. It wasn't bad sessions. The fish slabs are coming on, so they're all being renovated. So I'm not quite sure when they're due to be fully done. But it's nice they're being renovated. And can you stop doing that, darling? You remember walking all the way around the shops when I visited the lovely place? Yeah. There are some really unique shops there. Well worth a visit. So the other thing, those of you that are on our behind the scenes Facebook group will have seen that Monday was the 3-year anniversary of when I lost Drommy, who was one of my original boys, who Diane of course knows. Lots of you on here will have known and met him. The love of my life. Yes, so lost him 3 years ago. Thank you. Overheard the workmen today saying they need further permissions. What, for the fish slabs? Oh, okay. I wonder what that's about. Let me have another little trot so I don't keep this car waiting. And are you going the direction of home now? There we go. Thank you. So yeah, I posted a few pictures of him. You know, he was such an awesome horse. So I was actually down in our little orchard over the weekend with Tamara, just making sure that all round the trees all around the apple trees. Annie, do you want me to just give you your head? There you go. Have your head. Do what you want. Do whatever you like. Have you got an itch? Have you genuinely got an itch? You haven't, have you? You just want to snatch the reins from me. There you go. See, I'm just letting her do what she wants. She doesn't really need me on her. She doesn't need me when I'm driving, really. She just does her own thing then. Anyway. Something about top stones. Hold on, you've lost me there. Oh, what are fish slabs? Oh, okay. Sorry, the fish slabs is the monument in the village. I actually don't know the history behind it, but I'm glad you do, Diane. This reminds me of my morning with you all last March, hacking through Cartmel. Enjoy the rest of the hack. Thank you very much, Cheryl. Sorry, I think there's a little bit more there, but I can't see it. You have to go out. We'll have a lovely evening out. Hope you're going somewhere nice. Oh, well, thank you, Cheryl, for joining us and you know, getting little snippets of what goes on in our life. We love to share it. Hi, Amy. Hi, Angela. Oh, I'm glad you love our posts. I've been a bit lapse on getting posts out the last couple of days, just because obviously Monday we needed to get. Monday tends to be our schooling day. We try and get all the horses worked. So we were really busy with that, and then prepping for the photo shoot yesterday. Should you really be live on your phone whilst riding a horse on the main road? Well, Callum, thank you for your question. Well, I've done it for years, and I'm still here, and people are still enjoying it. So I think the answer to that is yes. I know all my horses inside out and back to front, so I pretty much know what they're going to do in any situation. I think I'm a fit, balanced rider, even with vertigo. I'm very aware of cars around. We're not on busy main roads, so I would like to think that that I'm okay being live on my phone, because it's bringing hopefully a lot of pleasure to a number of people who are either watching live with me or who are planning to watch this later. And I'm one of those people in life who I like to make people happy, and I like to share what I'm fortunate enough to be able to do. But yeah, I mean, if you don't think that I should be doing it, then that's absolutely fair enough. You're completely entitled to your opinion. But I would probably suggest that if you don't agree with what I'm doing, that you might be best moving on to another thing or another site on Facebook and watching something else. But yeah, I mean, if that was a solely innocent question, then absolutely fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and as I say, I've been doing it for years. Anyway, how does he know it might be a body camera? Well, you know, in complete open honesty, it's not a body camera, because I could put a GoPro on my head and you would get a beautiful view, but then I wouldn't be able to chat to you, and I really like chatting to all of you, so sorry if that makes me selfish. Thank you, Liz. You think I do very well. That's good. Hi, Karen. What treats do I feed the horses? Whatever any of our lovely followers buy for them off their wish list. They very often, although I'm not a fan of using too much sugar myself, they do have sugar lumps or polos when we first put their bridles on. But there's some really good sort of natural treats out there, fibre-based treats, that they can have. There's various different brands, so we try to go with the ones that have less sugar in. Talia, we're all really grateful that you share your life and experience with us. Thank you very much. Thank you. I will keep doing it, Diane. You know, even if there are a few people who don't agree, you know, everybody has different views in life, and I completely respect that. You know, you follow what you like and what suits you. You know, you don't follow things that you don't agree with. It's like I wouldn't watch a football match or watch boxing or wrestling because that's not my thing. But I respect the fact that that's other people's thing. Anyway, moving on. Teresa, I think it's a great idea. I can no longer ride and this is lovely to watch. Well, thank you, Teresa. And you know, that was one of the main things, like when I started the live hacks during the original lockdown. You know, a lot of people weren't able to go out, so it's a way of sharing what I was still able to do. Oh, don't you'll make me blush, Stephanie. That's very sweet of you. I will keep doing it. Yes, Richard, there is always one. You know, but do you know what? It doesn't bother me, things like that, you know, because I've always been a very practical person. I'm happy to look at everybody's point of view on anything. But equally, I've got to 51 years old. I know what works for me. I'll keep doing it. Unless anyone gives me an absolutely solid, concrete reason not to. The chatting is excellent. Thank you very much, Diane. I promise I didn't plant that person and that comment to get lovely comments back from you. What's your horse's name? Eileen? This is Anja, who keeps just dipping her head down because she knows she can, because I'm not concentrating. Anja, she's my lovely girl. She's a bit of the queen, and those of you who are on our Facebook behind the scenes page will know that Annie actually just has free reign of our yard. She just wanders around the place wherever she wants to go. Thank you for zeal, Carol. I'm glad you all love it. I love doing it, and I love having you all join me. Thank you, Joanne. You know, that's the idea, that you can feel, you know, if you can't get on a horse, and, you know, horses, it's not all about riding, you know, you can at least feel like you're sat on their backs. Jen Pemberton, who's been following for years, she even has her own mechanical horse and sits and watches. You've got to go. Okay, Liz, smell like a dirty kennel. If an incident occurs, fling your phone. Absolutely good point. Well, that's the thing. If anything happens, I can always just drop it. It's not the end of the world. Gillian, good. I'm glad you feel like you're riding her. Would you like to have a trot? Sorry, I'm missing lots of comments. I've not got out of hospital, and I, for one, find this very therapeutic and relaxing. I'm sorry to hear that you've been in hospital, and I hope you're making a really good recovery. Hi, Angela. Rebecca. Thank you. I like to think that I have a good bond with all of them. They're my family. Oh, thanks, Lisa. I love you too. I love all of you. Where can I join your other page? I'd love to join. So it's called the Friesian Experience Behind the Scenes. So if you just ask to join it, it just asks you a couple of questions, and then I can let you in. I'm gonna come back to the comments in a sec, but I'm just gonna give you a little trot. Otherwise, I'll get home, I'll have read all the comments, and we won't have had a trot. So here, let's have another trot. Come on, Annie. She says, no, it's kind of uphill, Mum. I don't really fancy it. Annie would be a lady who lunches, as I've often said. She's not a fan of working too hard. But equally, she do you know what? I'm going to let you just walk. Because she's always been like this. If I don't pay her my undivided attention, she doesn't really give me anything, unless I'm down in the field, in which case she gives me more than I ask for, as you might have seen if you joined one of the earlier hacks. You learnt to ride before you learnt to walk. I was riding from 6 months to 18 years. Wow. I actually, I think I first rode my parents' old English sheepdog. But, you know, if I had my time again, I'd far rather learn about horses from the ground and how they move, and then get on them. But that's a whole different subject that I'm not going to get into now. Chloe, your dream is to own a Friesian. They are the dream horse. They really are. Hi Alyssa. Hi Conchetta. Hi Amy. Lynn, she's cheeky and does like to wander around the yard and ignore me. She only ignored you yesterday because you wanted to bring her in, and that's where she is a mummy's girl. She likes her mummy to come and get her. she is a lady. She is a lady. Actually, she was. Oh, good, Jill. Yeah, you see, we need a visit from Jill. Jill was one of my very first visitors many years ago who came out hacking. She was the first person who could ride Renska beautifully, because Renska in her younger days was a little hot-headed, and Jill was just the most beautiful rider, and got on with Ren like a house on fire. Thank you. So yeah, we need to sort that out again, Jill. There's all the beasties down in the bottom field. Have another little trot. Just a little bit, Annie. It's flat here. You don't really have to work very hard. Yeah, I was going to say it was quite funny yesterday. She, you know, very often the horses will do the exact opposite of what I say they're going to do when I've got visitors, just to prove me wrong. But when Holly and Richard from Landscape magazine came along, she was just at the top of the arena, just standing guard in front of the static caravan, and I called her. She looked over and I said, Annie, are you going to come down and say hello? And she promptly came down, and I thought, oh, that's fantastic. Look, my horses listen to me. It was pure fluke, or she just knew and she was just being nice to me. But yeah, I think they were quite impressed. Sorry, you can't see them all down in the field now. Is the wish list on the website? Rebecca, yes it is. There are links to it on there. There's things on Amazon that we have, and there's various other things like some of their feed. Don't go for the carrots, actually. I need to take them off the website because we can't get hold of carrots at the moment. Was cooing over a baby Friesian foal at lunch at the farm shop. Oh, how lovely. Oh, you see, do you know, I was saying the other day, I know why it popped into my head, because I heard about a stallion that was by the same sire as Micah. No, not by the same sire as Micah. The mother's father was the same sire as Micah, and this stallion was by the approved breeding stallion Nana, who I'm a massive fan of. I've been a huge fan of his for years, and I tried to breed Renska to him a few years ago. And I was thinking, oh, wouldn't it be amazing to breed Micah to Nana? But, you know, I've spent thousands on trying to breed over the years, and, you know, I've bred quite a few. The last foal I had was Annie's. Some of you will remember the lovely and amazing Siska, who very sadly we lost suddenly at the age of 4. So I've not bred one since. That was heartbreaking. Jane, you're telling me to stop it. What? Stop talking about breeding? Okay, I'll stop talking about breeding. Talia, my dream is to have a stay with your beautiful Friesians. Ah, stable stays is the best. And, you know, the Friesians are great in there. You won't get much sleep. Sorry, I was just trying to show you the cows again. Yeah, they're over there. They've all gone to sleep now up on the hill. Yeah, so you don't get a lot of sleep with the Friesians because they trump all night and they eat and they walk around a little bit, but you don't really do it to get sleep. But for me, actually, and you know, absolutely nothing against all my Friesians because they're amazing and fabulous, is to have Mr. JB, our Shetland, in there. He's such good fun. He can join you in your side of the accommodation. I'm waiting for the day that he climbs into the bed himself. Everyone gets told they need to send me pictures if that happens. I will fit in there perfect then. Excellent. Yeah, so yes, Stable Stays is great. It's a fabulous place. In fact, JB's got a double date in there this weekend. He's in there on Friday night and Saturday night, so he'll be getting extra pampering, extra loving. Foals, Jane, but it would be so lovely. I mean, can you imagine? I mean, in my ideal world, we'd have had a Renska foal because Renska is perfection itself in my mind. But you know, I've tried 4 different times over the years, so, and she's 18 now, so that's not going to happen. Doubtson, her bloodline is amazing, so I would love to breed with her, and I would love to breed with Micah. But equally, you know, there's only so many facilities that we've got here, and there's only so many horses that we can have, and as long as horses need help and need sanctuary, you know, it's more responsible for me to offer sanctuary to those in need than it is to have more joining us before we've got the facilities. And you know, it's all money which right now is best spent on the day-to-day care of the ones that are here already. So I'd never say never. You know, they're getting older, but it's, you know, the most responsible thing is to look after who we have and make sure that they get the best lives. Shetlands are so cheeky. I used to have a black stallion. Hold on. Oh, I've lost that comment. Here we go. Called Noddy. Oh, what a cool name for a little Shetland. And he was a real character. They are. I mean, I love Mr. JB. He's so lovely. You know, he is cheeky, but not in a bad way. You know, he doesn't have short man syndrome. He just thinks he's a mini Friesian. Hi Lou. Hi Leslie. Hi Deckard. Nice of you to join us. We're just coming to the end of the hack, actually. But great to see some new names on here joining us. Good evening, Gabby. Oh, thank you, Deckard. It is so beautiful round here, and Annie is so beautiful. Aren't you, darling? Eh? Yeah, she's a beautiful girl. She doesn't like going down hills. This is where her wobblers comes in, because she has to coordinate herself a little bit more going downhill. She takes it very, very steady. You used to have one called Suspect. He was a right character. Brilliant. Good evening, Charlotte. You've joined just at the end, but lovely to see you on here. There's the view. There's the boys out in the field, and the sheepies. Oh no, it's 4 sheep. There are 5 sheep. So Connie is off on her own on the right. And then we've got Bear, Ice and Obi out in the front field. Isn't that view beautiful? You see, even when things get tough, I just always look at the view and always appreciate how lucky I am. I'm just looking at the tractor tyre marks in the field, because my fields have been fertilised today with I don't know whether any of you have heard of it, but it's they call themselves the world's best fertiliser, and that's really bad. I've now forgotten the name of it, but it comes from Ireland. I don't know whether it pops up on anybody else's Facebook feed, but anyway, I've given it a go because it's supposed to all be natural. Hi Gabby, hi Caroline. I like the little clappy person, Gabby. Nobody, what's that? Noddy loved children, and for a stallion, he was so sweet and gentle. He's so missed. Oh, I'm sorry that he's not around anymore. That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Let me, actually, let's go up and see if we can see. Should we go up and see if we can see little Jubbers? He's up in this little rocky field up here. I know, Annie, you don't usually go up here unless you're free rein. Come on, we can go up and see Hoitzer and... Oh, Annie, don't be stubborn. Go on. We're just going to go up and see Hoitzer and Jubbers. Jubbers, you going to come and say hello? Hey, Jubbs. They're just over the back there. Don't know whether you can see, because I don't think I can zoom in on a live. Let me try. Oh, I can. Look at that. I should have done that before. There's Jubbers. Up in all the brambles that are growing up there. And Hoitzer. Oh, Annie wants to go back down. Oh, sorry. Jubbers, you going to come and say hello? No, he's too busy munching. He actually can't munch much in there. I'm going to try and zoom back. That's right, Annie. Sorry, I'll sort the camera out in a minute. There we go. Otherwise, you're very close up on Anya's ears. Sorry, I can't sort my zoom out now. Bear with me. You've just got a close-up of Annie's head now. Oh, that's weird. I can't zoom back out. Maybe I shouldn't have zoomed. I shouldn't have zoomed. I'm going to hop off and see if I can sort this out, because you'll all be getting seasick with that view. Let me see. Oh, that's really weird. I don't know what I've done. I'm sorry, everyone. Oh, there we go. There we go. Now you can see Annie. Annie did think she'd finished. I'm glad you enjoyed the ride from your chair, Teresa. And I hope those of you who've had cups of tea or Prosecco have enjoyed that too. Do the horses have show names? No, they've just got Dutch names. Because we don't look to do any showing or competing. It's not about that. So they've all got their official names. So Anja's is just Anja. Annie, I'm just going to leave you there for a minute because I'm going to take everyone to go and see Hannes. Shall I just take your bridle off for a minute? Thank you for joining, Sheila. The Prosecco's finished. My goodness, Diane, you polished that off well. Goodness me. Anyway, oh look, Hannes has gone to bed. Look, Hannes is in bed. Hello, sleepy boy. Are you going to stay down there if I come in? Hey? Oh, let me see if he'll stay down if I go in. He very often does. So bear with me. Are you going to stay in bed, sweetheart? Hey? Were you enjoying the peace and quiet? Are you going to stay down there? Oh, look, this is an extra special treat for you all. Little Hannes in bed. Little Hannes in bed. Hey? So he's been in most of the day. He's had a little sleep, but he's taking advantage of it being extra quiet now on the yard and having a proper little kip. So some of you will have seen that Sam came to see him, and I think even Sam was quite surprised at how well he looked. Oh, I can hear Anja having a pee outside now. But I'm going to take you round. It looks an awful lot better than it did. If you don't like seeing things that are a little bit yucky, then look away. So you can see the skin under here looks so much better. Oh, there we go, under here, if I can point it out. This one is getting bigger, but I'm wondering whether it's getting bigger because it's ready to pop out. Bottom part of his eye here is where we're looking to possibly do a little bit more surgery just to close the opening where his eye is to enable him to blink more. So Sam came and took some pictures, as I say, the other day. I'm just going to move back so that you can see him better in bed. And he sent them off to Professor Nottenbelt to have a look at, to see what the next stage is, whether we laser that large one out or just do normal surgery, whether we do any more chemo injections round the outside, and whether we combine that with him having the surgery on his bottom eyelid just to make the eye a little bit, the eye socket a little bit smaller. Deckard, who plaited his mane, I plaited his mane this time. Usually Hole does it, always does a beautiful job. Hi Deb, hi Ashley, sorry anyone I've missed. Donna, he is very handsome. Oh, he's got itchy legs now. He does, his coat is beginning to come good. It's been a little bit dull through all of this, so I mean, always when their summer coat comes, it comes on their neck first, but his body is still a little bit brown and a little bit dull, but I think that's just a reflection of what's been going on in his system. But yes, he's definitely beginning to look healthier in his skin and coat. Clearly got an itch. We do put Frontline on them all. Evening Pete, evening Joanne. He does look good, doesn't he, Jane? Hi Nabil. Hi Eileen. Hi Sheila. Oh, there's a car driving past. Let me just make sure Annie still stood there. Annie still stood out there very patiently. She's very good. She hasn't got a head collar on, but she's just standing waiting for me. But I couldn't resist showing you Hannes in bed. He is a gorgeous boy, isn't he? Oh, Hannes, do you want to go out for the night or do you want to stay in? Hey, what do you want to do? I think if you stay in bed while I'm sorting Annie out, then you can stop in for the night. But otherwise, we'll pop you out with the other boys. You can have some nice tasty grass, and then you can come in for the day again tomorrow. Have a nice relaxing day. Hey? little man. You got an itchy knee now. Stay in bed, Hannes. Yeah, but he's been in all day, and you know, I don't mind him, you know, coming in when he's tired, but equally, you know, he has got a bit of arthritis going on, as a number of them have, and actually they are better off out and moving around as much as possible. But, you know, it might be that he'll finish his snooze. Look, he looks, oh, his little eyes are going. Little Hannes. Eh? You sleepy boy. Oh, he had an amazing visitor actually yesterday. Some of you might have seen, you might remember Rosie, who wrote him a letter and sent him £20 of her pocket money to help with his treatment. She's been having a bit of a rough time as well, which is awful. But she came and spent an hour with Hannes in the friendship barn yesterday, and honestly, they both just look so. That is Hannes trumping, by the way. Oh, now no, stay in bed. Stay in bed. There we go. I'll leave you in peace. They both looked so happy and relaxed when they left. He was just, yeah. He was in the zone. Anyway, my little Annie still stood there. Sorry, darling, I need to get you a treat, don't I? Do you want to come through? Do you want to come through into the barn? Come on then. Come through and I'll sort you out in here. Get all your tack off. Anyway, I'm going to end the video. What have I missed? Kick him out, I'm only joking. Jenny, honestly. Is he the oldest horse you have? No, I've got Hoitzer and Hidder, who both turned 21 this year. So they're going to be having birthday parties in the Friendship Barn, which we'll do live like we did for Renska's 18th. So I'll post more about that once I get round to it. Get up, Hannes, and show them what you can do. Rosie would love it. Oh, anyway, I'm going to bid you all good night. Thank you again, as always, for joining me, whether you're joining live or whether you're watching this at a later stage. And thank you for coming out with me and Annie. And hopefully I will see you all next Wednesday. Have a good week.